Should I start?
Sure, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, so good morning. I will give a brief introduction of the program, and then I will ask Dr. Lee to elaborate more on the second half of the program, where you will for this MS in regulatory affairs, where you would actually get experience in applied experience in regulatory affairs at City of Hope. So this is a new program, but it's a very exciting program, joint program with City of Hope, and we have Dr. Liu, who is a program co-director on the City of Hope side. It's exciting because regulatory affairs, not many people know what the regulatory affairs are, but there's a lot of employment opportunities in the area of regulatory affairs, especially at the master's level. That's why we're so excited about the program. And again, when we were creating the program, we went around and assessed what programs are available of this similar caliber, and we decided to organize something that has the course, the didactic portion, and applied the experiential portion. So that's why this regulatory affairs program is a 2-year program, and it's joint with City of Hope, as I mentioned. And as part of this program, our goal is to provide students with didactic, with the courses through KGI, and applied experience through City of Hope Regulatory Affairs Department. So this program can be a stepping stone to careers in industry where there are regulatory affairs department, or in academic research in regulatory affairs, or in programs or hospitals, entities that have those regulatory functions. There is also an opportunity after this program to continue into to get higher education at the doctoral level as well. So the learning objective for this program is to, through courses and through experience, real life experience, get thorough understanding of what regulatory affairs are, what does FDA, for example, approval encompasses, what drugs or other medical entities go through when they before they get to market, how they're approved. You will also be so KGI, for example, it's an active learning institution where we favor active learning, a lot of team dynamic, a lot of courses, presentations, so this experience will be like a mini version of what happens in industry, where you are usually in a team, interdisciplinary team composed of people from different backgrounds, scientists, engineers, business professionals, and we will teach you or help you learn how to communicate, how to work in this interdisciplinary team. This is an asset that is very important when you are looking for a position in industry. So we will provide this as part of the program. So the structure of the program, again, it's a 2-year joint program where during first year you will take core regulatory affairs courses, industry focused courses, and electives, as well as professional development. And then in second year, you will go through 2 real life projects at City of Hope. Those will be 2 capstone projects. And of course, we'll continue with the professional development courses. This is a curriculum for the program, where during first year, of course, you are taking the classes, US Food and Drug Law, med device regulations, drug discovery, development. We will teach you about pharma pipeline, what it entails, how these medical entities are discovered, developed, you will learn about bioprocessing, which is scale up of what was discovered. The regulatory aspect, of course, is the main point of that of this program, and the business aspect. And then you will have experience of working on 2 real-life regulatory affairs capstone projects, 1 per semester during your 2nd year. So this is a 60 credit program where your research or capstone experience will be in 2nd year, and courses in the 1st year. So this is regulatory affairs, is a growing employed market, and it's projected to grow. It's a hot. There's a lot of employment opportunities, and we know because we have connection to many biotech and pharma companies. We have KGI has extensive network with biotech and pharma companies, and that's what we keep hearing. We need people. Because there's a lot of opportunities. Now I will allow Dr. Liu to talk a little bit about or not a little bit, as much as you need, about the rotations and the experience students will be getting when they are in their 2nd year of studies. So by the 2nd year, they already have learned about what regulatory affairs are, what the didactic portion. So this is the 2nd year experiential learning at City of Hope. Dr. Liu.
Sure. So thanks, Anastasia. So yeah, the regulatory affairs is kind of different from like a sort of more research-based degree programs, and it's exciting to see like students interested, because as Dr. Levitin said, that not many students that just come out from college really understand what regulatory affairs is about. And so the complexity of drug development and the clinical trials, it's there's a more and more regulation policy that the FDA go all these drugs, and I think the reason, like because of the COVID, people start to understand how this vaccine approval, all this drug approval, it take time. City of Hope actually, if I remember correctly, currently has at least 60 active clinical trials or drug development project going on here. So we have a lot of opportunity for the people to engage in the regulatory affair. So every single clinical trials, drug developments, you need all this to be compliant with a lot of regulations, and clinical trial, you have to write protocols and then make sure that this is there's a lot of consideration that you need to meet. So as what Dr. Levitin said, this is really a very hot field. We have a PhD graduate or even postdoc who have been doing bench work for a while, and then they just really got into realize that if they're doing translational research, they kind of really wanted to understand that aspect of drug developments, the communication with the FDA, how things work, how you establish a clinical trial. So we used to be I know that with the people who in the regulatory affair, the directors in those units, they were saying that in the past they don't really require a formal degree to be involved in regulatory affair, but because of the way that things have become more complex, the regulation, the policy. So there's currently most of the places like hospital, university, research operation or industry really require individual to have at least a master's degree in regulatory affairs to be to be formally hired in this kind of a job, and the job pay aspect is pretty good coming out from the master degree. So this is so that was why we decided that KGI and City Hall both have really with the KGI can provide the really outstanding practical courses to allow people to understand how things work, and also the connection with the industry. And then with the City Hall, with so many internship opportunities for people to really take what they learn from the courses, from the class, and then to actually apply to real cases. So during year 2, the students will be involved in capstone projects in the several different kind of units here at City Hall. So I'm going to give the scope of the regulatory affair is big. So we wanted to kind of help students to kind of identify what specialty they wanted to go to. So for example, we have one of the student can perform their capstone project at the City Hall Translational Development Center. So in these centers, basically it's supporting, like, for example, translation research project that the City Hall not only have its own clinical trial or its own drugs in the pipeline, they also have a lot of collaboration with the external small companies. Some of the company may be actually is developed by our own faculty. Okay, so a lot of smart, like this kind of in terms of research project, translational research projects, that is that developing preclinical drugs, and it requires the project to have the IND, pre-IND, how to develop those, and so you get to involve in the real case. So you work with the mentor, you will be assigned, and then through working through this real projects, and then you can get to understand how things work. And so and it also you could also be involved in, for example, so we have a CAR T therapy program. City Hope has a 3 GMP. So this is very unusual for an academic institute. So GMP has all this tight regulation you have to meet. And so again, so there's a regulatory oversight, and it also you need to also understand how clinical trial management. So you how do you coordinate the patient and the manufacture product slot, and so coordinating the treatment plans with the release and cellular product. So all these are part of the capsule project that student can learn. So it's really exciting. And so at CIO, we have so many of this kind of internship opportunity, and then so we are very eager to onboarding students to get them involved and get their hands dirty to be a part of the project.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you, Dr. Liu. Do you guys have any questions about the program? I see one question from Atrey. How do you say your name?
Yes, ma'am, Atri.
Atrey? Okay. So you're talking, Lexie, maybe you should address it. This
Sure.
is admission.
Yes,
Sorry, I'm taking over you.
No, that's okay. Yeah, after you submit your application, if you want to update any of your materials, the best thing to do is to email us. So I'm going to put the email in the chat. You can email admissions@kgi.edu and just give them your name, tell them what program you applied to, and ask that they update your material, and just attach it to the email. You can also, if you get an email from your counselor, you can also reply to them and ask them to do that for you. So as long as your application hasn't been reviewed yet or a decision has been made, then we're happy to update your materials. That's no problem.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Connor, do you have any questions? You're muted.
Sorry, everything sounds great so far. Thank you for the information.
So I also wanted to share our contact information, mine and Dr. Liu. Where is, 1 second. So you can send us email. We can organize another Zoom individually, or we can interact through emails or in person. Here's my contact information is Anastasia Levitin and Dr. Liu. That's her email address. So anytime you have a question, follow up as many times we can meet and talk about the program. Yeah. And I also wanted to mention that we have summer programs. So if you want to learn more about the regulatory affairs or other aspects, I'm in charge of summer undergraduate research experience program, where you will get a chance to do some research, but also get information on various directions, such as regulatory affairs and so forth. So if you're interested, let me know, and we'll see what, so you can apply. It's called Summer Undergraduate Research Experience Program. It's for undergraduate students, but students that are matriculating in our programs are allowed to participate as well. Yeah. Any more questions? As it always happens, good questions come after we close this Zoom meeting, so don't be shy and feel free to send us email. Yeah.
So both Connor and Atri, how did you guys get interested in regulatory affair?
Hi, so
Mind
this is
Yeah.
Atri here. So I'm basically from India, and I have been working in biotechnology like for quite some time. So that is how I got exposed to it, and I kind of felt really interested in this program. So
Sounds good. How about Connor?
Honestly, I'm here to learn more about it. I'll be graduating this year, but probably not going to apply to graduate school. Probably going to take a gap year.
Okay.
So I was kind of just looking to learn more about it and what it consists of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Perfect. Okay, so we will share slides with Lexie, so who will forward the slides to both of you. And again, hope to hear from you soon about anything.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us, and please do be in touch with any questions. We're happy to help.
I did have one question, but it's kind of technical. So it's regarding the tuition fees. Like, is it for the entire program which is shown on the website, or is it like per year?
Let me take a look. I think it's typically per year, but I will look and just make sure that I'm giving you the right answer.
Yeah, it should be per year.
Yes, so here, I'll share this. So if you go to this page here, this is this year's tuition fees. So it is per semester is this column, and over here is per year. So it would be ×2 for the 2 years in the program.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, and I think, oh, it is. Next year's tuition is on the bottom of the page. So you can see that as well. It's right here. And if it helps, when you find the tuition, so under admissions and financial aid is the tuition page. There's also a really great page here called Funding Your Degree. I would highly recommend going here. This is the most useful page for financial aid. There's a lot of information here about scholarship types, a little bit more in detail here at the bottom. And then on the left, you'll see even more if you have questions about the FAFSA and want to get in touch with their financial aid team, you can do that from this page as well.
Mhm.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining today, and I hope you have a good weekend.
Yep. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Atri, and also Connor.
Yes.
Thank you for all the
Yeah.
information today.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for the
Bye.
Welcome.
Bye bye. Take care.